Hey guys, Anthony 4x4 Diesel. If you see this video and you haven't seen the other one, I think they're called the drama, and then the drama continues. Well, this will probably be called a little bit more drama, and now it's all fixed up and we're done. Now I'm not sure what he wants to do with the catch can. Probably needs to get a bit of pipe and whatever to get rid of that, so we won't talk about that. So obviously we've got the nice clean jar now. You can see on the side here where we got that side plate back on with a nice shiny new bolt down there. We've got some nice new injector clamps. Now these are expensive. They're like about 20 something dollars. They're probably gone up actually, because when I brought them they're about 20 something dollars each. So it works out between the top and the bottom, the clamp and the bolt, they're normally about 50 bucks a set. So there's about 100 bucks worth of clamps right there. That bolt, some other bits and pieces. I've already forgotten what else we replaced. Oh well, it's got the good valve cover on it, right? So the other valve cover was cracked, so we had a good one there. Because obviously we source these things for when we need them. We have the option of new ones usually, and good second-hand ones. Some new clamps down here as well, because they were either missing or partly missing. So we put it all back together as per factory, right? So if you've got a Hilux or a Prado and you think it's been a bit neglected, it's kind of one word, but it's not the word we use. It's been butchered, or it's been sent to the wreckers over the years. This has been sent to the wreckers. We've still got a bit more work to do. But I just thought we'd demonstrate where it's up to. Some of the things we've replaced, and we've still got work to do, so we're going to get on with it, and I'll let you know if there's anything important. Okay, here's another little job we've got to do that we'll include in this video, how to fix the intercooler leak and whatever. So as I said, these are the bolts that I get, right? Bloody gone up a lot over the years. Currently 10 bucks for a pack of these. I think, were they 8 bucks? Now they're 10 anyway, but look, I've got to tell you, trade price, 6 bucks. So if you're going to Repco, make sure you get a discount, or just ask. Be friendly, because they've got decent markups on everything. If they're happy making 6 bucks for the pack out of me, I think they should only get about 6 bucks out of you, right? Instead of 10. But whatever, some people don't care. If you've got plenty of dough, go for it. Donate it to make the big ones bigger. Anyway, M6 by 16, right? So you'll find these are just a little bit longer, and these are the ones that I've tested now. I know they go into at least 2 of these holes, but I can't remember the detail. I can't hold the camera while we do this. Hey, do you want to do this and I'll hold the camera? Anyway, we've got to do some stuff together, whatever, you know, that's what we're doing, and this is going to be one of them. So what we'll do, we're going to get these bolts out, and we're going to have a look at the threads. Obviously, if they are damaged, you may need to put a tap in there, you know. M6 is 6x1, is it not? For going from memory, I think it's 6x1. Anyway, if that, we might need to tap it out, so let's get those out. Okay, well this is going to get boring if we're going to, oh look at that, see it's just spinning, it's not coming out. This is what I mean, more green boxes, mate. Anyway, we'll deal with it, we'll get it out, and we'll get the other ones out. Yeah, that might do it, yeah, a little bit of outward pressure while you're turning, that's it. You know, this is not a normal job, it's not a big deal, you say, but I'll tell you what, all the things on this vehicle, it's a big deal. There's many, many extra hours gone into this vehicle, many extra parts. All right, now this is way too long, and you can see, so they've put a longer, I'm going to get one of my longer bolts out of the packet here, just to show you how much way too long they've put it in. And I've even got 20, these are 16s, I've got 20s there as well, okay? But see what they've done, they put a really long bolt in there, and they've still over-tightened it. Over-tightening doesn't fix the leak. The new gasket, people, you know, unbelievable. Okay, so now we've got to, look, you know, look what happens now. Is that one of the new bolts, or what? Yeah, have a look at that. It's not, it's just nothing in there, so there's nothing left. So we're in trouble here. This is like needs a heli coil. This is not stuff we do. What a waste of time. What are people doing? Okay, we've got the M6x20s as well. Lucky while I was at Repco, instead of just getting 1 pack, I got 2. I must have known. Anyway, get them open. Long one in and explain to you what's happening, right? Oh, well, let's just get this out of the way now. Oh, no, we've got a bolt. If you can just hold that for a sec, just so I can do a demo, right? So now, here we go. It feels like it's threading in a little bit, and what happens is, you could be lucky, or see that? That's probably what happened with this one. Where's that long one? Here it is. No, I've got this one over here. This long one, because it's too long, what would have happened, see? It would have bottomed out on the end, and that's why it's ripped the thread out. So what would have been a good repair with a right length bolt, they've totally wrecked it by, oh, it's bottomed out, but I'll just, instead of thinking, oh, it's bottomed out, let me cut the end off the bolt or something like that, they've gone, oh, let's just tighten it up and rip the bloody alloy out of a perfectly good intercooler. Have a look at this for pick apart. This is just the intercooler. and there's 4 different bolts they've used on that area of the intercooler. Bloody pick apart masters, unbelievable. So we're going to have a look at the threads, we'll clean up if we need to, we'll clean up the surfaces, we'll use the new gasket, we'll use an assortment of bolts that at least look the same. We can't use the genuine originals because they're pretty short like these. So these are the bolts, guys. So this is your tip video. If you've got an intercooler on a 120 or a Hilux and somebody's messed with it. Right, we're just doing a bit of testing for you here. I put the long one in. I just want to see, because they don't go in there far. I'm sure I've done this in another video. Right, they don't go in far, so you can't. I'm pretty sure it's that one that you can't put. You can't even put these are the ones that I put the 20 back. Get the 16. These are the ones that you can't even. I think you can't even. I could be wrong. I'm not sure if the 16s even work in those holes, because I think they're a bit too long. Let's just, can you bring that up? I'll give that a what? Okay, while I was saying, can you clean that a bit? It turned a little bit more, right? So you can see, 16. So for on the intercooler, that's the top bolt, isn't it, right? This is the bottom bolt, right? If you look at the configuration, the top bolt, you can put the 16 in there. Okay, remove that. Let's put the 16 in the other side and make sure the other top bolt's good. That's good, I'm happy. There's that many threads there. There's no need to, you can see the first part, they ripped, all the threads are gone, but there's enough, see, deeper in there. So we've got to make sure we don't over tighten it. And this is one of those ones where I'm not going to use torque specification because it could rip it out. You can't retap a thread that's not there. This would need to be, well, you can't, actually, I might, see this one stop there. So what I might do is get the 6x1 tap and just, but you can't. Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, I can see a bit of alloy in there. Anyway, so we're going to do that. And the ones at the top here, oh, they're the same depth, eh? They're the same. So, but this one, see, there's nothing in it. Look at that. Look at that. There's nothing. Look at that. Until the end. The last little bit's got a bit of thread. So anyway, we'll work it out. I'll let you know. We'll get this all cleaned up. Threads cleaned up. 6x1 in there if we need to, and we'll get it in there and we'll get it back together, and happy days. I'll let you know what we did. Okay, so I cleaned up all the threads with the 6x1 tap, and we've got 3 that are what I'll call good, not excellent, good. This one is not good. The 20mm bolt won't fit, it's too long. The 16's not long enough, so hear the grinder in the background. Johnny's grinding 2mm off, and hopefully this one will help. The other thing you could do if you had more time is put something in there to build it up a little bit and then re-tap it, but that's another story. We haven't got that time. 3 with a new gasket will probably do the job. It's just got to be done up nicely, so I'm going to finish cleaning this, get these in, and then he'll come over and I'm going to do it up. And if you look in the hole, you probably can't see, but it's like tapered at the end a little bit, so we can leave it, but we don't want to take too much off, but a bit of a taper. Anyway, we'll get it back together. It'll be. Can you believe the engineering here? It's ridiculous. So the one at this side with the 16 came up good. The one at this side came up good. The one we made came up good. I'm not saying very good or excellent or there's a guarantee on this, right? But it came up good. We got a new gasket in there. But this one, as soon as I put the lightest pressure, it pulled the thread. So what we've got is maybe another 1 to 2mm of thread left right down the bottom there. So I'm about to blow that out after I tell you about it. He's making another bolt from 20 down to 18, and then it's going to go in there just like this one did. And nobody ever touched these again, and it should be right. Worst case scenario, gets a slightest leak or something, then what we would do is take it out. We need to build up the holes and re-tap it, or even use some product and glue this on. This never needs to come off again. Do not touch these 4 bolts, and if yours are butchered, hopefully I've given you some ideas on how to fix it. That's it. This video is fix your intercooler video, and a little bit more will go under the bonnet. Okay, we're good. So that's in, that's in. These 2 on this side are the ones that are, if anything, a little bit dodgy, and these are a little bit less dodgy, but they're in with a new gasket. We don't believe it's going to leak. As I said, if there was any issues there, then next stages are it's going to need some product to sort of glue it on, or some thread repair. If you are fully equipped engineering workshop, then you would drill it out, you'd put a helicoil in there, happy days, right? That's not us. So that's our Sunshine Workshop partner, may be able to do stuff like that. So if you ever had any thread problems, retapping, drilling, retapping, engineering, welding type stuff, just shoot me that quick text message, and we'll hook you up with Sunshine for that sort of stuff. These are the nuts and bolts we use. I'll just show you again. M6s, 16s and 20s. We've cut 2 of them down to 18. And lastly, yeah, it's a M6 is a a metric thread, 6mm diameter by 1mm thread pitch, in case you want to get yourself a little cheap thread tap set. You know, I mean, you don't need to collect tools, but every now and then they have them at Aldi, just cheapies, and they do the job for the, you know, once every year or two type thread repair type thing. Anyway, whatever, bada bing. All right, so the drama's nearly over. This is the last video. I think if I can count, this will be the third and final video. Quite informative, some of it. Hope you liked it. Smash the like button, subscribe, turn the bell on. We got more info already on our channel. I think there's something like 1,400 videos there now. So one per day is the target. Sometimes there's more than one or less than one, but thereabouts. It's only 300 a year. A year's a long time. So if you actually watch 4 a day, within a year you can be up to date with all the information you need to know about your vehicle, your Toyota, your 4x4, your Hilux, your Prado. Anyway, we got there in the end. This is what we've been able to achieve. We can only work with what we've got to work with. We can't take the rust off the clamps. We've just given it a good clean up. You can see there's the intercooler job and all that. It's all had a good clean up. We've given it a good scrub. Obviously we can't, you know, we can't bring it back to new in one visit, but you know, slowly over time with the owner's help and a bit of work and a bit of guidance with him watching the videos, he'll be able to bring this back. But it is 90% of the way there as far as all the important things go. Think of this as heart surgery, I suppose. So we've got that nice clean, just a bit wet, that's all. After the road test we'll have another look at it, make sure there's no leaks for you. But we're just about there. Coolant flushes something. Look, it's probably just some aftermarket coolant, but I don't know what it is. I don't like it. I'll be dropping that and refilling it with some genuine Toyota stuff. You know the deal, guys, right? But it's looking a lot better than before, right? You can see what's going on here. You know, like I said, the outside of this, it cleans up a little bit, but it's stained over the years. Some nice new pipes, all the clamps, all the alignment, bloody beautiful. And if you heard that horn tooting in any of the videos, that was this vehicle. They put a couple of batteries in it, and of course the terminals and things didn't work out, I think, by the looks of it. So they got some terminals, and you know the old wing nut thing. So these wing nuts sort of sitting there a bit loose and kind of a bit of a half-done job. You need to search our channel battery information. Battery terminals sort of sitting around and wing nuts aren't really the go. Now these battery wing nuts, I know they're quite often a bit of a complicated UNC thread. I can't remember what it is. I'm just thinking out loud now. Was it something like 5/16 Imperial or something? Anyway, I'm not sure. It's something you need to sort out, but I prefer you use nuts with lock nuts if possible. Especially up there. See that red one? That was one of the ones that was loose. That is a positive. You know, we just can't have that coming loose while you're driving. And of course the plastic guard's gone. But look, like I said, we've done heaps. This thing, it's about to get a good road test. Hopefully all the P0400's fixed. It's all running in peak condition. Bada bing. So let's give it a good, what are we going to take it? 25 Ks, I reckon. Good 25K road test. And then we'll bring it back and we'll check out how it's idling, and we'll get that cover back on and we'll call it a day. All right, there it is, typical Hilux, bloody typical noisy Hilux. Like, can you switch it off, please, mate? You know, noisy engines. It doesn't really work out for a video, does it? Because you can't hear me. Anyway, 26 Ks we've done, no P0400, so we'll assume that you know, something we did fixed it, including cleaning out that EJAR cooler. In case you didn't watch the other videos and whatever, and for some reason you're watching the end of this, let's have a good look around. We're going to do a few checks here. This is what we're going to do. This is a typical after injector road test check, and of course some specifics to this vehicle. Now of course we're not a fan of the catch can. We'd be getting rid of that in these hoses and getting the original pipe and fitting that up where it's meant to be. You can see it from our other videos, but I'll just come around that side quickly. I just want to show them something. You can put the cover back on in a minute. Just let me show them one thing before you do. So obviously, as far as clips and clamps and that, we work with what we can, we repair what we can, we replace some clamps where we can. So it's all good. There is one other plastic clip that we're going to put on, and that is the one that goes here. Just something we haven't done yet, because look what's happening, right? See that clamp there? We need to spin that downwards so that it's not hitting on the hose there, and there's also a plastic clip that's going to go there to separate them. See where the white mark is? Right, we're going to see if we've got one of those, but we just got to adjust that clamp down a little bit anyway. Did that on purpose just to show you how not to do it, if you know what I mean. We love doing that, right? Maybe. Now, this EJAR valve, another current issue that a few people have talked about, asked questions about, and they might want to spend $600 about. In my opinion, this is an 06, right? I don't know if I called it an 07, maybe an 08 or whatever, but 06, 7, 8 with an Intercooler are all the same. That's why, whatever, I don't know what it is. I've got to look at the label to know what it is, but it's an 06 as it turns out. So a later 06, because the early ones didn't have the Intercooler. They just had a pipe there. See on the EJAR valve, see how you can see a little bit of oil and that leaking out there, right? Couple of things I'm going to say about that, right? One, don't worry about it. It's not going to leak that badly that you're going to lose all your engine oil or anything like that. It's nothing really to worry about if you've got no other symptoms. It's just a bit untidy. Now, it was pretty dirty before. We've cleaned it all up. They can leak for a while afterwards. They can even start leaking later. It's just one of those things you've kind of got no control over. You don't know who's cleaned it before, what cleaning products they've used left in there, not cleaned out. It could be soot on the valve, the seal kind of like holding it open. It may fix itself. So what I'm saying is every now and then you just spray a bit of degreaser over here, that water-based stuff we use, you know, that Kenco or whatever you want to use. Just make sure you give it a good wash and rinse it all off properly. When the engine's cool, blow it dry, and you can monitor the situation. If you're seeing a stupid amount down there and it's ongoing and nothing you can do, no EJAR cleaning fixes it and you've had enough, then you may need to go and buy a new EJAR valve, unfortunately. All this, we've given it all a good scrub, but it's just a lot of old dirt that sort of doesn't come off, you know what I mean? You can't get it perfect. So let's put that cover on now, and yeah, that's it, one of those clips. I'll let you do that little adjustment, and then we'll get the cover on. Right, so clamp facing so it's not going to hit the other hose, and the plastic clip. That's just, this car is bloody pick apart. It's taken that much of my parts. I reckon it's about 28 slabs of Heineken. No, I don't drink that much Heineken. Look, this job, we're going to do him a favour. This is what we're going to do. I haven't even worked out the bill yet, but I can tell you now, you don't want to know. It's mid-afternoon the next day, so instead of this being a day's work for us, more or less, something like that, it's been nearly 2 days. So what have we got to charge? Double the, it's just out of control. So this is probably what we're going to do for him. I haven't worked it out yet. I've got to talk to my man here and we're going to have a discussion, make sure we're both happy with this. But for me, between the clamps under there, $100 there, these clamps, those clamps, what else was there that was a bit more expensive? There's that much stuff I've forgotten.
The 12mm bolts.
Yeah, the little 12mm bolt, no big. Oh, the other bolt, the upgrade bolts for the fuel return line. So this, that, this, that. It sounds like $200 or $300, probably a couple other things I forgot, but a few $100. Let's say it's a couple $100 worth of extra. Oh yeah, the gasket and the bolts, and oh my god, there's no end to it, is there? So let's say $200 or $300. So what we'll do, we'll just add it around it. We'll make an extra $300 on the job, just to cover all the extra parts. The extra labour should probably be $1,000, $1,500 between the two of us mucking around. What we're going to say, 6 green boxes, 8 green boxes, something like that. I'll tell you what, 6 green boxes of Heineken and 1 box of Coronas. There you go. So what's that, about $350? That's bloody cheap labour. Don't tell anybody that, all right? Oh, hang on, this is a video. Oh well, you get that. Not lucky, not many people watch till the end and all that. But if you did watch the end and you like it, that's a bada bing, bada boom. This job's done. We're going to get the cover on. Let me guess, mate. What have we got? Those dodgy aftermarket bolts again? Oh my gosh. Let's see if we can make those work, because I'm just about out of bolts on this thing. I'll tell you, it's ridiculous. They look alright. They're not too bad looking. Let's use them. Alright, that's it. Some final checks. So yeah, obviously things you check for. Make sure there's no leaks at anything. Beautiful. Make sure, you know, the valve cover perimeter, in case you did something wrong with the gasket. In case the gasket's faulty, you can see no leaks at the intercooler there. Right, it's all good as suspected. No oil leaks down on top of that valve cover there. You know what I mean? It was pooling with oil at number 5 injector. There was all oil down the back there. So this is one of, oh, I forgot about the valve cover. See? I nearly didn't charge for the valve cover. This is what I'm talking about. No, that just added another. Look, they're $360 new. I had a good one on the shelf. I thought it was $200, but when I picked it up and unwrapped it, it said $250 on. So that's just added another $250. I can't just not charge that. So yeah, that adds. We're going to go. It adds a $550 to the $550 to the normal bill, and still the same amount of boxes. No extra labour on that. There's enough labour already. Let's not talk about the labour. But I'll tell you what, we've brought it a long way back. We taped up those wires, checked out all those wires. The battery terminals are loose, horn was going off. It was crazy stuff. Fixed up that clamp down there, so that one that was loose at the start. Anyway, everything's beautiful. What else?
Silicon.
Oh, the red silicon. Yeah, that was like a, what was that? I get 45 minutes you just scrubbing that red stuff. Anyway, all right, out of here. Thanks for watching. See ya.